The action unfolds, as the title suggests, in the year 2199. In Mars's orbit, Earth's space fleet is locked in a fierce battle with alien Gamilon forces. Earth's flagship sustains critical damage. Commander Akita receives a message from the captain of an escort cruiser, Mamoru Kadei, who asks him to save the flagship while he covers the retreat. Akita tries in vain to talk the captain out of this suicidal decision. Mamoru engages the enemy and his ship is destroyed, but the flagship manages to escape. Backstory: 5 years earlier, an unknown enemy suddenly appeared in Mars' orbit and began bombarding Earth with radioactive bombs. The planet's surface turned into a scorched wasteland, forcing humanity to take refuge underground. Subterranean cities were built in record time, but radiation gradually seeped in there as well, poisoning life. The beginning of Susumu Kadei's story. Former soldier Susumu Kadei makes a living scavenging scrap metal on the contaminated surface and turning it into the defense forces. He's helped by his faithful companion, a pocket analyzer robot. One day, an unidentified object falls from the sky, striking Kadei's suit and helmet. He loses consciousness and in a haze sees a green Earth and his older brother. Coming to, Kadei finds the strange object that fell and immediately picks it up. Soon after, the Space Fleet's flagship picks him up. Captain Akita shows Kadei the capsule he found, which contains astonishing information. Their conversation is interrupted by the dramatic arrival of Kadei himself, already presumed dead after receiving a massive radiation dose. The former pilot fights his way to the commander, accusing him of sacrificing the ship and his older brother as a human shield. In a fit of rage, he lunges at Akita, but a female pilot named Yuki Mori steps in and knocks him out with a single punch. Kadei is taken into custody. Mission Yamato. Later, Akita discusses the situation with Earth's supreme commander, acknowledging that the Gamilons have crushed Earth's fleet. The commander addresses humanity, announcing that the capsule contains a route to an unknown planet, Iscandar, whose inhabitants are willing to provide a device that can neutralize radiation. It is decided to send Earth's last battleship, the Yamato, to Iscandar. The capsule also contained the technology to build a warp drive, which will drastically reduce the travel time. Volunteers are called for this dangerous mission. Susumu Kadei passes screening, astonishing the expedition doctor, who exclaims, "You're still alive? I can't believe it. You actually survived." Kadei is appointed commander of the fighter squadron, where Yuki also serves. As she tries to question him, a battle alert sounds. The Gamilons launch missiles directly at the Yamato. The only way to repel the attack is with the new wave motion gun, which they entrust Kadei to operate. The Yamato fires and disappears in a cloud of smoke. Earth's military anxiously await the outcome. The ship reappears intact, prompting jubilation. The captain, however, is displeased. They've revealed their trump card to the Gamilons, who now know what to fear. The battleship prepares to leave the solar system as soon as possible. Clash with Yuki. Meanwhile, Kadei meets in the mess hall with pilot Shima, his former wingman. Shima mentions his son just turned 5. Other pilots join them, happy to see their former commander back and eager to celebrate. At a nearby table, Yuki gets into a spat with Kadei, accusing him of digging through trash on Earth instead of fighting alongside his brother. A crew member tries to defend Kadei, but Yuki decks him with a punch. Warp jump and the pursuit. The captain announces to the crew that when the Yamato reaches Mars' orbit, humanity will perform its first warp jump and asks everyone to prepare. Still heated after his run-in with Yuki, Kadei heads to his fighter. The crew makes the jump and plunges into the uncharted depths of space. But the Gamilons have tracked them and are on their tail. Another jump is needed, but recharging takes time, and the powerful gun can't be used due to an energy shortage. The captain orders the fighter squadron to strafe the enemy while the mean ship prepares to jump. Yuki is first into the fray. Kadei urges her to return before the jump, and she promises she will. While the fighters distract the Gamilons, Kadei fires and destroys the enemy fleet by hitting the engine of the largest alien ship, triggering an explosion that wipes out everything around it. Unfortunately, Yuki's ship is struck by debris and left drifting in space. Defying the captain's orders, Kadei refuses to abandon her and rushes to the rescue. He contacts Yuki and tells her to eject. At that moment, a wing of enraged Gamilon fighters appears. Kadei manages to save Yuki, and at the last moment they make it back to the ship, which executes the warp jump.
Arrest and revelations. Yuki is saved, but Kadei's self-sacrifice put the ship at risk. For sabotage, he is placed under arrest. he pointedly marches himself to the brig. Chief Engineer Takugawa visits and remarks on Kadei's striking resemblance to a young Captain Akita. A doctor joins them with a bottle of medical alcohol to cheer up the prisoner. She explains that the captain waited until the last possible moment to save them. That battle at Mars, where Kadei's brother died, also claimed the life of Captain Akita's son. The captain announces they'll soon be leaving the solar system. The crew has one last chance to contact their families. Kadei is released as well, so he can speak with his loved ones. On the way, he runs into a comrade in Yuki, who still refuses to thank him for saving her, because he endangered the entire ship. Rebuked, he sits down at a monitor. Yuki heads to the bar and sits beside Shima, admitting she's deeply disappointed in Kadei, who used to be her hero. Shima tells her that during the first wave of the invasion, he served with Kadei. One day, the military mistakenly destroyed a space station where Shima's family lived. After that, Kadei left the service and scavenged scrap, eventually returning to the fleet. At the same time, Kadei is conversing with his pocket analyzer. Arrival at Iscandar and an appointment. After a jump, the crew detects a lone Gamilon fighter that seems to have lost control. The captain suggests bringing it aboard for study. Almost immediately, he collapses, and the doctor privately confesses that his medications will soon stop working. Akita asks her to tell no one. The captured Gamilon craft is placed in an unsecured bay. An alien bursts out. The crew opens fire with stun weapons. The creature falls, but an energy mass shoots out of it and possesses one of the officers. In a pompous speech, the alien entity declares its intent to conquer Earth, to renew it. Not waiting to hear more, Kadei stuns his possessed comrade. The slime-like entity jumps out of his possessed officer's body and is destroyed. Afterwards, the crew heads to the bar. The captain summons Kadei and appoints him acting captain. From rebel inmate to acting skipper, not a bad career move. Kadei hesitates, but the captain replies, "That's an order." Meanwhile, the captured alien fighter begins transmitting a distress signal. It is jettisoned into space. An unidentified ship appears on radar. A report comes in of damage to the third bridge. Kadei tells the crew to hold on and orders the wave motion gun charged, destroying the enemy. But the third bridge is about to blow, which would take the entire ship with it. The new acting captain makes a brutal call and orders Yuki to destroy the bridge with a missile, condemning those aboard to death. She carries out the order. After the battle, Kadei tells Akita he's a poor captain and confesses he returned to the fleet to see Earth as he remembered it from childhood. The captain asks him to stay and hear something he must tell him alone. Later, Kadei goes to Yuki and asks for forgiveness. She weeps and reminds him that his decision saved everyone else. Kadei kisses her.
And Yuki make it back to the Yamato and report to the captain that they have found the neutralizer. The final battle. The Yamato sets course for Earth. As the blue planet comes into view, Kadei contacts the Supreme Commander, who thanks them for their service. At that moment, Captain Akita dies. The Yamato comes under Gamilon attack. Mechanic Tokugawa is killed. On the bridge, the aliens' collective mind appears, acknowledging that humans have won the battle but lost the war. They won't take Earth, as most of their forces are gone, but humans won't have it either. The aliens will destroy the planet. The gun is locked and Kadei is alone, without the captain who could have shown him a way out. He orders an evacuation and prepares to ram the enemy ship. He struggles to get his subordinates to obey. Yuki flatly refuses to leave. Kadei declares his eternal love, stuns her with an electric shock, and hands her to a pilot to be taken to safety. Left alone, Kadei receives confirmation that the survivors have evacuated and steers the Yamato on a collision course with the alien vessel.
feeling the support of all those who died on the expedition. The last thing he sees before the explosion is a green earth, children running across the grass, and of course, Yuki. After the credits, we see green hills where Yuki walks with a little son. Conclusion. Despite its hefty runtime, over 2 hours, the film is dynamic. The plot's absurdities are so over the top they provoke smiles more than rejection.